Okay, well, this year's about done, and what I wanted to do is I wanted to kind of look back and check out what we did last year. So, well, first I'm going to tell you, hey everybody, Happy New Year. That is, tonight is New Year's. So, yeah, I wanted to get just a short video out of, hey, what did we get accomplished last year? But first, welcome to Stillworks and Brewing. My name is Randy, and this is the channel that's all about home distillation and brewing. Okay, so like I said before, I would like to wish everybody a Happy New Year. Hope you had a great holidays before this. I have everything written down so I don't mess it up, because we did have a busy year last year. Okay, so what did we do first? Alright, in January, what did we do in January? Well, we finished up our light whiskey, and these are all back in the archives. If you want to check out any of these videos, please do. So, we finished up our light whiskey. If I remember right, it turned out pretty good, pretty strong. Then after that, out in the snow, we tasted our peach oak whiskey and our sweet potato whiskey. Sweet potato bourbon, I think it was, to be honest with you. That was very tasty, and out in the snow. And then we started our frozen berry brandy. That turned out real nice. And then we finished it up with, we made some bourbon cream, which I got to do that real soon. I got some ideas. That was out of this world. So if you're celebrating New Year's, you might want to check that out. It was very, very good. All right, so let's move on to February. February, we checked out Whiskey Stones and Ice. And if I remember right, the Whiskey Stones, they're okay. I don't use them very often. My preference is, I like the big square ice cubes or the big round ice cubes. Because to me, a good bourbon is when you get just the right amount of the ice, the water diluted into the bourbon. It's fantastic for me. Let's see, what else did we do? Oh, we made some caramel whiskey, which we made our own caramel. That turned out real good. And we added an air still to our collection. I've used that a bunch of times, and it really is a nice little addition. And what else did we do? Oh, we made rum 6 different ways, which we learned a lot from it. Yeah, please go check that out. And we had our first edition of Still in Trivia. I haven't done that in a while, but I think a lot of people had fun with it and maybe even learned one little thing. And if that's the case, it was well worth it. So I think we might do some of the Still in Trivia back. Alright, so let's move on to March. We talked about wood in the spirits. Now here's one thing we did in our air still that was really interesting. We made a clear Bloody Mary. It was fantastic, and then I think after that we ended up using that in an extreme Bloody Mary. That was pretty darn good. Okay, then we did an all grains vodka. So that was March. You gotta keep moving because I don't want this too awful long. April, we checked out my Rims tube. It works nice. We brewed a ginger rye ale. My wife loved that. And then for the season, we distilled some Peeps. Right? We had a little story about Peeps in the air still. And here's one I can't believe. April's when we started the Thumper Jar project. Oh, I let that one go by. But hey, we're going to finish that up. Well, it actually will get finished today. That video will come out Monday, so you'll be able to see that on Monday if everything's alright. Okay, so in May, we made some bread whiskey. Hey, you can make whiskey almost out of anything, can't you? And then after that, we did 44. Does everybody remember 44? That was with the orange, 44 coffee beans in some liquor. It turned out really delicious. And then we did our very first live stream, which was the Celebration Whiskey. Can anybody remember what we dumped in to make the Celebration Whiskey? I'm not going to say. But if you could leave it in the comments, if you remember. Okay, then in June we compared our Easy Bourbon to our Bourbon 2.0. They are different, they're both very good, but they were very enjoyable. We also talked about grains, and we finished up the 44. All right, in July was cello week. We did 5 different cellos. And I'll have to say one of my favorite cellos was the grapefruit cello. That was mighty good. All right, so let's move on to August. August was a very special one to me. It was the first thing we did was distilling with the next generation. That's where my son Kevin, he joined us. And we made, I don't like to say a clone, but we made a bourbon inspired by Angel's Envy. According to, we tasted it, and it tastes fantastic, but Kevin said we can't have another tasting for 6 months. It was his deal. So in February we're going to have the final tasting on that, but I'll tell you, the color is great. It's going to be good. Alright, so what else did we do? In August we talked about hydrometers, and we got started on Pumpkin Palooza. Alright, Pumpkin Palooza was one of my, it was special to me because, hey, I love pumpkin. I like pumpkin everything. So we made, what did we do for Pumpkin Palooza? We did, I can't read my own handwriting. We made pumpkin, we did bourbon, we made pumpkin pudding shots, we made rum in a pumpkin, we did a pumpkin ale, okay? And so that was all pretty tasty. Alright, so let's move on to October. October, we did a toasted marshmallow stout. I've gave this to friends, and everybody loved it. I mean, it was just a good ale. So everybody loved it. And then we made a caramel apple pie moonshine. Wow. And everybody that is made that, they've sent messages back that it's pretty darn good. And then we did something very special. We made a potato vodka. I have to say that even though potatoes were a pain to work with, it turned out real nice, and I'll do that again. And then also we did an update on our bubble plates. We made a couple modifications. All right, let's move on to December. All right, December, we tried a couple new techniques, new to me, not new out, new techniques to me. We made a bacon-infused bourbon. And with that, we made a bacon old-fashioned. Wow, they were good. Then after that, the next one, the taste was unreal. A butter rum. And if you ought to check that out, you know, and I can't have room to put all these cards out, but check it out. You'd like that butter rum. It's very delicious, and if you make a hot butter rum, a nice cold day. Last weekend when it was so darn cold here, I enjoyed a couple hot buttered rums. I think today is about 50 degrees warmer, if not a little bit more. Okay, so the last thing we did in November is we made a oatmeal whiskey. That's one of my wife's favorites. So that all turned out pretty good. It's just getting a little time on it now. Alright, then we're going to move on to December. Okay, December, we tried to fix our mini barrel, and it didn't work out too good. That's okay, it happens. Then we made a sweet fresh corn, well, it was actually frozen, liquor. Okay, and that's what actually later on today, that's what we are going to run it through our thumper jars, and then we're going to flavor it and all that good stuff. And you'll find out about that, so you have to stay tuned till, because this video will probably go out today. Today's Saturday, and that video is planned to go out on Monday on a normal day. Okay, so you have to come back for that. Okay, and that's about a year. That's a lot of stuff, ain't it? You know, everything seemed to work out pretty good. Some things didn't. That's okay. Okay, so it has been a busy year. Next year's, I think it's going to be even busier. I got some good ideas of what we want to do. And if there's something out there that you want done, hey, please leave it in comments. And what I do is when I get a good idea for the comments, I got me a running list, you know, and I keep it written down, and I try to work it in when I can and all that good stuff. Let's see. That's it. That is 2022. And I'm hoping that everybody had a great year. I know I sure did. You know, life is good. I hope everybody has a fantastic 2023. I think everybody enjoy it. Be careful. Be safe. And hey, Happy New Year coming up. And the last thing I got to say for this year is, hey, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time here on Still Works and Brewing. Cheers, everybody.